I got energy, bro.
We both got a lot of energy for
I'm
this
gassed
episode.
up. I'm gassed up off of the result, first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been even more gassed up based on what you just told me.
What's that?
The way that I dreamt this, I wanted to start this off by saying something that's been on my mind. And it's been on my mind realistically since somebody got called up to the national team and played well, to be fair. But that somebody's no Zach Steffen. He's no Ethan Horvath either.
I give you the Ethan Horvath.
Like, he's neither of those guys. He's not those guys. And he's clearly not a guy. It's somebody that, unfortunately, our bad finishing created. And last night we had to finish him. Somebody is Matt Turner. And we created this man. And we created this hype. And we murdered that hype last night.
Yeah. I mean, as I told you in the pre-show.
He sucks.
As I told you in the pre-show, he definitely saved them from being down like 5-0. But
he shouldn't even be our number 3 for the national team.
You're too hyped up.
I'm just saying, he's what evidence?
Just our game, I think. Our first game against them.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, was that on him being insane? Like, he had some good saves, but our finishing was horrible. Our finishing has been horrible. We lead the league in shots and I don't think goals.
No,
not goals. So at the end of the day, we are horrible at finishing. He had a decent day against horrible finishers.
Mm-hmm. And we've turned it around.
We've turned him in, no pun intended, we've turned him into a guy that's in consideration for the national team, and I don't think he should be outside of small competitions. Like, he's not that guy.
He's coming for him. You're coming for him.
Yeah, he's not that guy. And he's gassed up right now. Clearly, you can see that he's coming off his line and stuff. Like, you can see that he's gassed up and playing with too much confidence beyond his ability.
Yeah, and I think beyond that, their defense is horrible. Like, and you know what? A lot of what I saw in this game was that bad habits that we've seen our team have for quite a while, which is like getting caught on our line and not man marking, like all of these little things that are just like typical football that you have to do 100% of the time. And like Maxi on the goal with Tati just like exposed the man marking so hard. And I didn't even realize in the moment that Tati also played the ball to Maxi. That made the goal even crazier for him. But like, that comes from you being at the game. Yeah, because I also didn't realize it, but I was quickly reminded by Ian Joy, that happened live. You don't really get that perspective. No. And so I just, it was an insane goal. To finish that almost like backwards is insane. Yeah. But then again, it's like Matt Turner just being too confident, way above his ability. He was too ahead of his goal for sure. And he was a lot. And there was a couple occasions, I don't know if we might be able to find highlights of it, but because it was just during the game, but where Santi, like, I don't think Matt Turner knows how fast thank God Matt Turner has not seen NYCFC with Thiago on it. Because Santi, I don't think he had any idea how fast he was, because there'd be a thing where like a ball would come over the top and Matt Turner thought he could do like the let's race the striker to the ball thing. And Santi would be there way before him, and then they're just playing a ball to an open goal across net. And like it was 2 or 3 times where Santi did that, and I was like, why is Matt Turner coming out like that? Like, I would be I'd be pissed if I was like often, Sean was doing that.
Often. Yeah. Maxi was seeing it too, because he even tried a long shot.
Yeah, I know. To chip him a couple times Maxi tried to get him off his line. Like, I don't know why he's playing like that.
Yeah, and obviously we recognized it because you were taking those shots. Like, you're not hiding it from anybody. It's not a secret. We see it. Mm-hmm. And so I think, I just don't think that. I wanted to say that Matt Turner's not that guy, specifically because I think we want to get under the skin of Revs fans who were a little too gassed up on their own team. It's bad when we're agreeing with Alexi Lalas.
Yeah. So let's set up a timeline here. So 2 weeks ago, Alexi Lalas comes out, shocks us with saying the first thing he's ever said that we have supported him saying ever. I mean, and he's never been close either. He comes out, he gives his power rankings, and NYCFC is one. I didn't really care who followed because I stop at that. I'm like, well, there's no issues with this list. And somewhere, I guess, below us are the Revs. Now, Revolution fans, they got very emotional on Twitter about this.
Oh, what is that? He's tweaking right now. Like that.
Yeah.
They're bugging. Yeah. They're not well.
Oh, what was it? He tweaking. Wait, what was it? Wait. I don't even know. I feel like I feel like I found out that was happening on Instagram. I'm like, I'm not gonna go on Instagram. I was like,
if that's all that it is, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm off it for the next 48 hours.
No, like they're really losing it. They're losing the plot right now. Like they've lost it actually, and it's so funny to like be the guys 2 weeks ago bragging about having 2 games in hand, to then be the guys that are getting horked on.
Yeah,
to absolutely getting slapped up.
So wait. So we have to walk the fine line between the fact that we play them again in like
doesn't matter
13 or 12 days.
I don't think they can beat us.
Well, let's.
I know they're missing people, but like I don't think.
Let's be the devil's I'll be the devil's advocate for the Revs.
What do you think of? It's not like they weren't also still dangerous on the counter and stuff like that. Like they were. There
were chances where they just missed the goal.
Like their defense was just awful.
I think so. We had 19 shots and they had 18. One of theirs was on target, and it was Boo in like the 70th minute.
Boo is good.
Yeah, he's good. He's second in the league for goals.
Yeah,
but I mean,
when you have that guy, you should be
starting
dangerous. You should be dangerous.
Yeah, we should be starting him too. Yeah. I'll say that because I think there's multiple layers to this whole thing. Like, I can't imagine Bruce Arena, and maybe I gave him too much credit because back in the day,
dude, he's so awful.
You like talked him off the pitch on the podcast, and I was like, let's give him a little bit of credit. But like, how don't you respect us at our house? Like, I don't like, and that's not even to like ride NYCFC super hard. Like, how do you not respect, especially with the form we're in?
Yeah, with the form we are in at home. Like,
I don't get it.
Is it 7 or 9?
I don't know.
Unbeaten
I think it's 9.
It's something like that.
It's insane.
And
if you look at the last 3, we outscored people like 13-1.
That's the thing that I've never liked about Bruce Arena is he gets cocky. He gets to a level beyond confident where he's like, this is gonna happen, because he thinks that his brain and all the things that happen in there that are absolutes and they're actually theories.
Yeah, and that's part of what people would have seen when he was with the national team too.
Exactly.
And I don't know. I defended him earlier in the season when we talked about him, but it's like I think it was just so disrespectful. But I don't feel hurt by the disrespect. I'm just like, how could you make a play that dumb? Like, how could you make a lineup that dumb?
I mean, I hurt your boys.
I mean, so there were 2 of them that were suspended, which this MLS rule is crazy. They're like, if you don't play in our game, then you're not playing in your games. And they kicked like 2 stars. I guess Carles is hurt regardless, but they were like, it doesn't matter. You're not playing if you're not coming to our show.
It is what it is.
I mean, bro, that's
just play
dope.
Or don't play. Like, it is what it is. Show up or don't show up. You're either playing or you're not playing. We play the 11 that shows up and the 3 that follow.
Yeah.
Anything outside of that, we have no control over, and we steamrolled that team.
Yeah.
And I think not much will change next time. I think they should respect us a bit more.
I hope not.
I think they should respect us a bit more, and I think that it's a shock to them.
Well, I think at Gillette, I mean, they're starting everybody.
Yeah.
Like, they're hurt right now.
And that's a game to be at. That is a game to be at.
I'm going to be at it.
I will look into ways because, that's the week that I'm starting a new job, though, so we'll see how that works.
But, because I know. So when we were leaving the stadium last night, my girl that I was with, she's like, I'm kind of scared to go to the Revs Stadium now. She's like, are we going to get, like, yelled at and stuff?
I think that'd be funny. No, I mean, that's kind of the culture there. Like, I'd go to games with you as a Steelers fan, and people,
although football is a little more aggressive.
The fans are a little more. But at the end of the day, like, I was 13 and they were chirping me because I had a different jersey on. So I just expect that. Yeah. I would expect that there.
I mean, if Twitter is any indication of the pulse of the Revs fans right now,
Revs fans have to have Twitter fingers. There's no way they're about it. Fight. There's no way.
We're gonna find out,
bro. Because the way that we left that team last night was like back in the day when X put that black screen up and he said, "Your boy's leaking." They were leaking last night.
Yeah. Well, they were mad too. Like they started to let it fly at the end of the game, and I think one thing that all NYCFC fans love is like this little villain persona that James Sands is starting to take on. Like, I don't think anybody saw this coming, but it started with him in that press conference when somebody asked him if he was surprised, and he said, "I'm not surprised. I think a lot of other people are, but I'm not."
And then he chirped at the keeper for Pumas.
And then last night he just clotheslines Tommy McNamara just for no reason. Like 10 minutes left in the game.
It's not like he's a club legend.
Winning
like he was in the
convincingly.
first team.
Oh yeah, it's nothing to do with Tommy, but it's just like, where is this?
There would never be a number 15 hung up at Yankee Stadium or wherever we go.
Yeah.
Being honest, I'm not being.
I mean, really, all he did was score like a curler once every season.
And then they were like, this is what he does.
And he has long hair and a headband.
All right, cool. That's great. And we had the other dude that we couldn't like tell the difference between, who just had slightly greasier hair.
Yeah. But yeah, this James Sands villain streak is nuts. Like I never would have expected it, but it's so exciting.
But at least I think we have a midweek.
Yeah, we have Nashville. I think we have like 10 days off because the next matchup isn't until the 14th against the 11th against the Revs.
It's the 9/11 game.
Yeah, so
there's a lot going into that game. Like that is the 9/11 game is the game of the season. And I know Ian Joy in the build up to yesterday's game, he was like, "This is the game of the season." No, game of the season is September 11th because that says a lot about the rest of the season. Yeah. It sets the tone for the playoffs that we're not going to split games.
Yeah. And we can give Revs fans credit in the fact that they were not starting a B team. They just did not start their best striker, and they had some people suspended. But that's 3 out of 11 people on the field, guys. Yeah. Like, let's be honest. Like, you know what I mean?
Let them hurt. Like, let them be.
That would be like if we didn't start Tati and we got beat. It would be like Tati wasn't even on the field, I guess.
I wouldn't.
I know we really wouldn't.
We'd be like everyone else has to step up.
Yeah, we're.
That's just us as human beings, though. We're
harder on our team for sure.
Look, we've actually played sports before. We know what losing's like. We don't have to make excuses.
Well,
as fans,
it's just like, I don't know. To me, it didn't even seem like their players know how to lose. Because, like I said, they started getting chippy at the end. Like, they picked up a couple yellow cards. I think Keaton got shoved around for no reason. It's just like, it's crazy. The fans mimic what they see on the pitch. And
I think as a culture, this team is far above any other team in this league.
Yeah. I'm looking past Nashville because I'm so excited for the Revs game.
Yeah, no, I need that again because I've not felt gassed up like this. I've not felt the energy to come in here and record like this. Yeah. There's been times where we scored a lot of goals or we get a big win or we end a streak of bad form where I come in and I'm excited to talk about it.
You know what it is? It's that we're getting to the end of the season.
And it means
these games are starting to matter.
Yeah.
And because
we're starting to see really what the team is.
This is starting to see the lineup that is about to start when it's a win or go home situation.
Yep.
I feel the pressure and the tension building, especially when we play teams like the Revs, which are people that we will see.
And what's crazy is the more pressure we're feeling, it seems like the less our team is feeling. Because they're performing better. Tati's getting more and more in form, which I didn't think was possible. I think it was Kevin Nelson that says he might be the next guy that could be at City. And I think in this form...
That's wild.
I think in this form, with even better service, I think the world is Tati's.
Yeah.
If he wants it, it's his. But it's not at Feyenoord or whatever he's rumored to be going to.
Not Feyenoord. No. But, one thing that the Revs fans have to look forward to is at Gillette, hopefully you might see Thiago play. I hear that, I don't think we know exactly what's going on, but Izzy and Thiago picked up some kind of knocks in training, and I guess that's why they were left from the 18.
They'll probably picked up those knocks that say, hey, there's going to be some guys missing next week, so we need you fully fit.
Yeah, and big plays from Ronnie to not push them to play just because we're playing the best team in our conference. Like, he had the thought that we can still go out there and do it, and he proved it to the team. He proved it to himself.
This will be the last thing I say, and I think we should wrap it up after. Just kind of summarize. But when was the last time we talked about Ronnie out or anything remotely close to that?
Not for a while.
Ronnie's proven himself.
I don't think this year.
Ronnie's proven himself to an extent that I actually trust him now. Mm-hmm. I trust in his team selection. I think he could probably, when we're tied or losing, I think he could make subs faster. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Other than that, I've got no complaints. And I'd argue that it's the most comfortable I felt with a manager of this club ever.
I'd agree, yeah. And it feels the closest to, and maybe this is just because we're more like into the press conferences and stuff now, but I feel like a connection between the fans and Ronnie. Him after the games when he like runs up in front of the supporter section like the players do.
The Ronnie roar.
Yeah, and he's like more amped up than any player on the field. Yeah. And maybe we have to commission the outfield because this is something I've been wondering to do like a research, but I feel like what is like our win percentage when Ronnie is wearing a suit? Like, I think it's 100% of the time.
I think so. Whenever he's looking good,
because like
sure.
When we're like away at Nashville, he's like he's tracksuit Ronnie.
Yeah.
But like when we get New England in the Bronx, he puts the 3-piece on, no tie.
Maybe he's just like, okay, it's a home game, it means more.
Yeah.
And like he clearly pushes that to the team too because we don't get beaten at home.
No, it doesn't happen.
And so
you know what? That's one of the reasons, let's leave it at this, why it's important to get us at home. Because I did have those feelings.
We can't be
I've never really had the feelings before when I went to Yankee Stadium where I was like, I'm always like, oh, this is so great. I'm at a game and stuff. But at this one, I like thought about it for a moment and I was like, the Yankee Stadium's cool, but I wish we had one of those.
Yeah.
You know?
One of those ones where we like, we know what beer stand we want to go to. We know what food's going to be there. We know the dude that's taking tickets at the front.
Yeah, and we have like our seats and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to be cool.
Know the people around us.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. We're going to buy seats there.
Oh, yeah.
We're buying seats.
I mean,
the first stadium.
Yeah, we're
like the founders package.
Buying everything. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything for NYCFC fans to complain about right now. Like, literally nothing.
No. I think some NYCFC U.S. men's national team fans might have something to say back about my rant, but I'm open for discussion. I should get on Twitter more.
Yeah. Just feel free to @ him. You can find his personal @ in our Twitter bio.
That's facts.
So
we'll see you guys
don't
next
send
week.
it to the podcast account.
Nah, send it only there. I can't take heat.
Yeah. We'll see you guys.
We'll see you guys next week. Post 90 on all platforms. Peace.